Hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Fine, fine. That's good. And this one's done. Yippee. We're just doing coloring voxels today. I'm at work. Ooh, nice. How's work going? So you're bored? Not the bored. Well, just yeah, we're doing coloring voxels today. 3D coloring game. Cause why not? Just a nice relaxing game. Plus it's if you're like an achievement hunter, it's a nice game to achievement hunt. Just cause it's like again, it's just coloring. The achievements are you finish the level. And then once you finish everything, it's like you get another achievement for completing the whole pack. Yay! But yeah. Just kind of thought of doing this, because why not? Didn't feel like shiny hunting. Didn't want to get that whole setup thing. I just wanted something to just open, do, and not have too much thoughts behind it. Of like, I don't want to. Like, I didn't want to do Marvel Rivals where I have to actively think and play and all that. Same with Muse Dash. And I didn't want to get the cross-stitching stuff out and all that because I'm just like, I don't want to think like that either. Or not think like that, but just, you know. I want to do, not think. So, this is a good game to do. Could I do coloring pixels? Yes, I absolutely could, but I'd delete the progress that I make. Just because it's like, I'm treating that game as if it's cross-stitch patterns. And I'm currently working on a piece from that game, and just, yeah. I don't know about this game. Looks so nice and comfy. It is! So, I'll say this, too. Like, again, it's 3D coloring game, and you, like, there are DLC packs. So some packs are, like, Factory, the newest one, and then everything in this area, they're all DLC, so you do need to buy them. But it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free packs. So you got Volcano, Medieval, City, Dungeon, Planetarium, Underwater, Arcade, and Community. Community is whatever, like, pretty much not game developers, but people that play the game, and had some of them create their own kind of things and selected the ones they liked and made it into a pack. Though, I will say, out of all of these, this one, the underwater one, was a doozy. It took a while. Like, look, it's lagging. Because it's so massive. So massive, so much. Oh, jeez. And the game is, like, trying to crash. Want to play this now. But, look at how many... So, the Vox equates to pixels. So, yeah, there's 123, 123,000, 133,000, but, like, yeah. So this one is, like, the heaviest hitter pack, just because it's, like, let's go to Medieval. Like, this one has layers where it's, like, some of the layers is just the roofing. And the last layer was just the 2 by however long this is. But with the underwater, it's like, no, you gotta do every single layer of water. So, that made it very tedious. And just, blech. But I'm enjoying this one, and I'm happy I have the underwater done, because I no longer have to deal with it. A lag, say much, yeah. Because here's the thing too, is I stream and play on a gaming laptop, and so if it causes my laptop to lag and all of that, what does that say to anyone that, like, just plays on a regular old laptop, like a MacBook or something? Like, I'm afraid that they're going to have to go, like, get their laptop fixed because it overloads their computer, being like, hey, you can't actually do this layer. Oh, you want to play this game and you're on a MacBook? Sorry, we fried your laptop. So yeah. So even on a gaming laptop or a gaming computer, this game will fight you. Just being like, nuh-uh. Not allowed. You can't do this. We don't want you to play. They gatekeep girl boss. They're gatekeeper girl bossing video game. Though something else too that's just like it's weird with this game, cause like look at this dirt layer. It's getting covered up by the tiles. So there's some aspects of this game, it's like it is cozy and all this and all that, but like there's a lot of layers that's just like this all is just getting covered up. We can't see it. And that's a bit annoying. Cause even the like the medieval pack, all those houses that are there, they're extremely detailed inside, but you can't look inside. So it's like, you know what goes into it, but you can't see it. So it's a little annoying there, because it's like, dang, I spent all this time on something that I can't even see from just seeing it on the outside. What the heck, game? The game's crashing again. Game's crashing again. I have a good PC, so yay. Hopefully it doesn't stutter. It's crashing again. This is the third time it's crashing. Poor laptop. This is the only, like, why is this game fighting me? I just want a color. I just want a color. No, I'm gonna stop it and then turn it back on. Game, don't make me play Dead by Daylight. I'm not gonna be happy about playing it. Coloring voxels, please, I beg of thee. Thank you. Great, okay. It reset my progress. Nice. Also, at least it reset my like, it didn't reset. I wasn't too far in on this specific one, so it's fine. Just fine. If this was one of the underwater levels, though, I would be boiling, being like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I have to sit through and do all these water pixels again. Why do you hate me?" 2-year hoarding. Yippee! Hoarding! We love hoarders. Bum ba dum ba ba dum. We are farmers. But yeah, this game's very relaxing. Just again, don't rip your hair out if you start the underwater levels. And here's the thing too. This is what I typically do. I start with the biggest stuff first, just so that it's out of the way, and being like, I don't do all the easy slash smaller stuff all at once, because once it's like that, it's then I'm left with all the bigger things, and me knowing myself, I'm like, I'm never going to get around to doing any of these, because I don't want to spend that much time on them. Yay. So instead I spend the time doing the bigger stuff, that way I can force myself to be like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it to get to the small stuff. You gotta do it, Silver. You can't do the small stuff, you gotta do the big ones first. I try. Just relax now as long as you don't lose your progress. Exactly. But then, even if you do lose your progress, it can still be soothing. How can it still be soothing? Because you then start hitting your head on a table and being like, huh, now I don't have any more thoughts anymore. Thanks, losing progress. I always wanted to just have my head empty. Now my head does feel empty after I gave myself a concussion. Do doctors approve of this method? Not at all, but have I ever been diagnosed by a doctor as of late? Absolutely not, so their opinions are invalid. Come to me, I am a verified doctor, in my own head. I don't even know what I'm making. I didn't really read the level. I didn't read the level name. I don't know what I'm coloring. I'm just coloring. Very intelligent, aren't I? Not knowing what I'm doing, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing stuff. And that seems to have worked for most of my life. You just do stuff, you don't think about it, and half the time it just works out. One day you're just existing and vibing and being like, I really gotta get this college work done. The next instance, you're already passing the class and you just stare at your, like, papers and assignments, and then you realize, I was using the wrong textbook for almost the whole semester. True story. What I'm doing, just doing things, yeah. Combined with the Minecraft music, it's so peaceful, yes. My life. Don't know what I'm doing, just doing things. Exactly. What better way to live life than just feel like you're just floating around in an ocean, being like, if I go against the current, that leads to the unknown. Or I might possibly drown. So no, I'm just gonna stick with my floaty in the middle of the ocean and just float around. And if I end up drowning because a storm comes my way, oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, again, true story. I used the completely wrong textbook for half of the semester, yet I was still getting A's and B's on my assignments. I don't know how. It wasn't until halfway through the semester I emailed the professor being like, hey, was the textbook supposed to be a physical or a digital one? Because I was using a digital textbook, and she was like, it's a physical. And like, oh, okay. So I'm just a little silly, aren't I? But again, I was still passing my class. And here's the thing. I didn't realize that I had the completely wrong textbook. Slash, I didn't even have the textbook till it was the unit that was talking about religion. And I was like, huh, this textbook doesn't have anything about religion in it. Why is that? And then I look at the textbook and it's like, ah, that explains it. I'm not using the intercultural communications textbook. I'm using business communication. Whoops. Hi, Raya. Don't drown in the ocean. Yeah. You only one. But instead of textbook, it was the notebook. I'm like, yeah. But here's the thing, too. It's like, with the textbook and all of that, it wasn't a case of I didn't know what was going on at all in class. It was intro to intercultural studies, so it was like a 100 level class, just like very beginner and all that. And every single assignment, I was kind of staring at it and like, do I really have to do this? Because it wasn't a case of like, or well, it was more of like inconvenience to me because I'm like, I already know all of this. I know this. Why am I still doing this? I don't want to do this anymore because I know the material. I know the material. Not because I've taken a class before or any of that, but because here's the fun thing. If you're someone that enjoys anime, or K-dramas, C-dramas, or anything like learning a language and all that, anywhere in like elementary, middle, and high school, you already sort of know most of the material because a lot of the class was just making sure that you were culturally aware that different places in the world go by different things. Where it's like, yes, in Japan, you don't tip. Or majority of the world, you don't tip. Or in Japan, it's like, they do these. Or in Korea, it's like, they do these as their, like, things that they believe in or what's culturally normal for them. That was pretty much the majority of the class. And I was just kind of there being like, I really don't need to be here. But I was still taking it anyway because for the credit hours. Yay. And it was also then a case of, too, trying to rationalize it in my head of, like, why shouldn't I drop this? And it's like, just on the off chance that I need the credits later in the future, or for whatever reason, it just becomes a problem and I actually do need to end up taking that class for whatever reason. It's like, I have it under the utility belt. Do I actually need the class? No, because my associate's degree waived that portion. It also waived the portion of having to need to take a language. I don't need to do that because I have my associate's degree. Did I take any language classes when I was doing my associate's degree? Absolutely not. But, you know, hee. The more benefits, the merrier, you know? Because it's also a case, too, of, like, am I interested in learning about different cultures and languages and all that? Absolutely. Do I ever anticipate on actually speaking the languages and all that? Haha, no. It's not a case of, like, I don't want to learn this stuff and all that. It's more of a case of, hi, I'd like to know how to read and write in the language. I don't want to speak it. Contrary to popular belief, I don't like talking. A lot of times. Most of the time I just vibe. I will talk with friends and all that, but I'm more of a person that's like, I'm more chattier. Either whenever I'm just alone / streaming, and I don't have anyone else talking to me, or when I'm just texting. And here's the thing, my preferred form of communication is just texting. With other friends and all that. Hehehehe. Also, like, no one can actually see what I'm doing, but I'm just holding my thumbs up, just being like, yep, this is guaranteed. Like, math and history notebooks. The teacher, like, is like, what is this? I want the earth to treat me. Take Spanish classes. I have through middle and a bit of high school. But here's the thing. Middle school, I was put in intro to Spanish twice. And it's not because I failed. I passed the class the first time, and then I was put back in it a second time. But guess what? I didn't ask to be put in the next level class, because I was just like, you know what? I don't care. And it counted as a separate credit, too. It counted as a separate credit, even though I already took it. And here's the even funnier thing. It was with the same teacher, too. And she didn't say anything. It was just a case of, oh, you're back. And I'm like, yeah. Hi. Middle school was crazy. It was crazy. It's also crazier, too, of, like, how many times that my the teachers forgot that I just existed. What do I mean by that? I was the quiet kid. And so there was one time in, I don't remember the grade, but it's like, there was a substitute the previous day, and the like majority of the class were terrible, like not being quiet and all that, and just screaming and shouting at one another. You know, typical public school stuff. And then the next day, the teacher was like, "Yeah, like everyone, but so like certain students are taking a quiz, kind of as a punishment, just being like, you're taking this quiz." Because we were supposed to be doing an assignment during the substitute teacher, and that quiz was going over the stuff that we were supposed to be doing. Majority of the people didn't really do the assignment, but I was one of the people that took the quiz. I wasn't supposed to, but guess what? I didn't say anything. I just took the quiz. And then afterward, uh, I then went back to sit, even though the people that didn't have to take the quiz were also allowed to leave early, like out of the classroom. And then it was kind of a funny situation where she kind of looked back up, realized I was still in the classroom, and she was like, "Wait, did I make you take the quiz?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So guess what? That quiz helped my grade. She counted it towards my grade. She made an extra credit for me because I wasn't supposed to be taking the quiz, and I also wasn't supposed to just stay in the classroom with all the other people that were getting punished. And then the Spanish teacher too. There was one time that I asked her if I could use the bathroom, and like the classroom wasn't attached to the main school. It was in like a weird trailer kind of situation because they got the trailers from the elementary school that was right across the street because they weren't using them anymore. And so I went into the main uh, building, went to use the restroom, then came back. After I came back, I told the teacher, being like, "Hey, I'm back from the bathroom." She looked up at me and was confused, and she was like, "You left?" I'm like, "Oh, dang. I could have flat out skipped class if I really wanted to, because the teacher didn't realize that I left to use the restroom. Even though I asked, "Hey, can I use the bathroom?" She didn't realize that I had gone. That's how quiet I was. The power of being the quiet, well-behaved child. Can I take the quiz written, please? Yes. It was the quiet one. I was the quiet one too. It was terrible. Yeah. But at the same time, no one really bugs you for being the quiet kid. It's just like, you kind of just float around. You just kind of float, and if people want to acknowledge you, they can, but at the same time, it's like, no one knows what I am or who I am. I am an enigma in myself. It's also a case, too, of like, you're the quiet kid. Nobody really has anything on you that they can use against you. I've messed with the art of being so quiet that I am almost invisible. Oh yeah, there's also a fun thing too, especially with family, because half the time they ask if you're actually in the car, because you're just so dang quiet, and it's just like, yeah, no, I'm still here. You didn't leave me at the mall, or wherever. I am actively in the car. I'm just, you know, quiet. Of course, the downside of being the quiet kid, though, is, the fact that Like, there's been a few times that I've hung out with people, and they thought that I wasn't, like, happy, or like, essentially that, where it was kind of like, they thought something was wrong, that they did something wrong, because I wasn't actively talking with them. But at the same time, in my head, I'm just like, why do you think something's wrong? Because I'm not a talker. I'm not a yapper. If you want me to be a talker slash a yapper, I'm more talkative during text. But at the same time, I'm like, but I need the person leading the conversation. I'm just someone that's just like, I vibe. I exist. You want me to talk? Sorry, I don't really talk and share much about myself. Vocally. I get anxious when that happens, because half the time I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I say I like Pokemon, I'll start growing a separate head that you just stare at. Just being like, what the hell you just tell me? Like, I don't want to say, like, oh yeah, I like this thing, and the other person just stares at me as if I said a slur to them. Because I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm a degenerate person that likes this very niche thing. Please forgive me, for I have sinned, apparently. Ah. I was the one of 3 people who has 10, so people talk to me to teach. It's like, I don't know, I play games in English, stop talking to me. Yeah. Like, hi, yes, I know I am one of the people that probably does amazing stuff and all that, or like, yabba yabba yabba. But please, why? I don't wanna talk. I don't wanna do this. I'm tired of this grandpa. Also, Raya, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna beat you up. I don't know why. That's the first thing that came into mind. I'm gonna fight you. It's a stray. Never mind, I'm gonna fight Stray. Stray, come here. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna beat you up. Get over here. You stinker. Trying to bite me while I'm getting grilled. Who said anything about biting? I said I'm gonna fight you. F-I-G-H-T. Not bite. I'm not biting you. I'm leaving that to your boyfriend. That ain't my job. Like, no thank you. I'm good. My fan is loud. Sure. We're blaming the fan. Wow. I feel sorry for that fan. How could you? How could you? Can't believe this. Bonk. Rude. So mean. Everybody, do you see how mean Stray is to me? They're always coming in and just fighting me for no reason. I do nothing towards them but be like very nice, and then they just come in with aggression and being like, hey, I want to grill you. I'm like, no, I don't wanna. But then they're just like, no, you gotta get grilled. You gotta. Sorry, but you already have the teriyaki sauce and all of that ready. And I'm just like, no, I don't want this. I'm starting to grill. No. See, he's so mean. It's so mean. Trying to eat me, and I'm just like, no. Why? Why are you like this? When I started to play video games in PS2 and every game was in English, you know, pirate things, and you can see me playing with a dictionary Spanish-English to understand. My brain... I find that a bit funny. The only reason why is I just imagine, like, just you with, like, staring at a giant dialogue of boss, like, a boss's monologue, just staring at it, being like, what in the hell are all these characters? Because it's the whole thing of, like, there's not a universal translation towards every single word from one language to another, so it's also just, like, imagining that there's a few words that you're looking at is like, what does this even say? And then you're questioning why the boss is saying, I'm gonna hit you with an eel as I drench you in teriyaki sauce, when actually the boss is saying, I'm gonna kill you and your family. Or questioning why an NPC is just being like, yeah, just take the subway train over to L Block, and once you get to L Block, you have to serenade the siren to then just mangle your foot and hang upside down. When all it is an innkeeper being like, yeah, to get to the boss of this level, you just need to sing a song. And I was right in a paper. Yeah. Also, part of my brain is just being like, I wonder how college is going to be for this next semester. And I say it in a sense of like, how many people am I going to encounter that are going to use AI? Here's a fun little story. Fun little story. Last fall semester, I had a group project with people, and a portion of our project was pretty much just being like, hey, what's your opinion of this sort of thing and all that? And guess what? Or it's like, I was the research portion, so it's like, yeah, I could have used AI to just pull sources and all that. I didn't. But my other group mates, they all used AI for their portion, and I kind of just stared at them, being like, why the hell are you using AI for these portions? One portion was, like, just announcing what our research thing was on. That was it. It was just stating what the problem is. The next person, yeah, they were just stating, like, the utilitarianism, Kantianism, and moral ethics portion of it. And then the last person was stating, do we agree with this or not? And I'm like, how are you going to AI generate what we think of the situation? What? Plus, there's been quite a few times, too, that I've, looked, like, I was just in dining halls eating, like, breakfast or lunch, and I was staring at some people that were on their laptop that were just copy-pasting stuff on an exam and putting it through an answer generator. And I'm just like, these people scare me. Because half of them are going for business degrees, others are going for, like, biology and stuff like that, and I was just like, ah, so you want to be a doctor. Oh no. Understand much of what was said in the dialogues. Let's go. Yay. Yeah, it's just like, huh. Oh no, I can't wait to go to the doctor's office and wait however long and spend a bunch of money just for them to type in a computer and be like, ChatGPT, why is this person coughing so much? And then they get the response, this person is probably just sick. And then they're just like, yeah, let me just tell this to, the patient. Excuse me, Mr. What's-Your-Face? So, the diagnosis is, you're probably sick. Imagine just going to a doctor's office, trying to figure out what is wrong with you, and the only thing they do tell you is like, yeah, you're sick. Like, not even a thing of like, yeah, you probably have pneumonia, or something like that, of like, yeah, that's how sick you are, it's just, no, you're sick. And they don't even prescribe medication or any of that, because they don't actually have what it is that you're sick with. It's just, yeah, you're sick. And it's like, cool. Can I get a second opinion? Just being like, no, you can't have a second opinion. We don't have a different AI source for that. Sorry, we use Grok here. You want ChatGPT? Sorry, our doctor office doesn't support ChatGPT. Last time we tried using it to as support and all that, it kept telling people that they just had a bad left knee. What's so great about video games? And like, they taught me to understand fluent English at 12. Yeah, exactly. I actually have a book that's pretty much a parenting book, but about video games. Where there's also like a step-by-step thing where it's just I need to find it. Hold on. Cuz the book is also just like it is written by two people with PhDs, but you would question what the hell they were on when writing it. One second. So the book is called Don't Bother Me, Mom, I'm Learning. How computer and video games are preparing your kids for 21st century success and how you can help. 15. That's a dead language. I already understood C2 level English at 12. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Um, 7 long-term strategies you should get started on right now. This is in a portion of talk to your chapter 19. Talk to your kids and value what they know. 7 long-term strategies you should get started on right now. Step 1. Educate yourself. Step 2. Start asking your kids the right questions. Step 3. Educate your family by sharing articles and quotes. Step 4. It's my favorite. Look over your kid's shoulder with permission. Like, ah, yes. And the with permission portion of this small little header is in parentheses. Just really wanting to make sure that you get permission to look over your kid's shoulders. Step 5. Go game browsing with your kids. Step 6. Play a game or two yourself. And then step 7 is help organize LAN parties and or start a game club. Ah yes, you are a parent of a video gamer? Start developing an esports league immediately. Sees me playing. She says, playing again, I look at her and just say, they taught me English better than school. That is so fair. But it's just like, what the heck? Again, this is a book that is written by two people with PhDs. One of them coined the term digital immigrant too. Which is just like, what? Where the short answer to what the definition of that is essentially, hey, you have a grandma or a grandpa, right? Do they know how to use, like, anything on the internet? If they don't know how to use the internet properly, they're a digital immigrant just because they grew up in a time where they didn't have access to anything digital. That's it. It's literally just a term being like, yeah, so you grew up at a time before technology. Yeah, welcome on in. Welcome to the country of technology and electronics. Welcome to the internet. Mm. Just, yeah. Hold on, let me find the different portion. Like, literally there was vocab words. Oh, it's also broken up into parts. Here's the titles of the parts. Games are not the enemy. The rise of of the digital native. What's different about today's games? What kids are learning, parentheses, on their own. How parents, teachers, and all adults can get in the game. Then conclusion and then epilogue. But yeah. Page 150. Because some of these vocabs are just... It's just... I need to find the one that it's just like, what in the world were they thinking? Like, why is this... Like, what... Okay, this isn't the one, but this one is kind of creepy, because it's like, one of the vocab words for video games apparently is online people finding. Here's the definition of it. This term relates to using the web, often combined with a cell or mobile phone, to find other people with common interests or skills. People find each other through game lobbies, community sites, and portals, chat sites, dating sites, employment, and recruiting sites, and organizational sites such as www.meetup.com. Oh, no, that wasn't the one that was weird. But it's still weird that it's like online people finding. But there's a definition in this book for stalking. Here's what it says in this book. Stalking, in this case, not necessarily a negative, means checking out someone you are going to meet on Google or MySpace.com before meeting them. At 13, see much videos in English, and my mother, like, why is he laughing? I see the video, I laugh, and she get angry. Oh, no! But yeah, you ready for this vocab word in this book? Stoic, are you a fan of twinking? Yeah. Ah, so you are, so, so you're a phenomenon of experienced game players helping out younger players and newbies? And have you done any games that rewarded something as such? Such as Disney's Toontown? Are you a Disney Toontown? Huh? No joke. That is an actual term in the vocab section of this book that is written by two people with PhDs. How old do you think I am? I don't know. But clearly, these people think that the word mentoring or like just helping, that would be a better word. But no, they decided to be like, yes, twinking. How old do you think I am? I don't know. I mean, this book was written in like 2006. But it's just, it's funny. Yeah, this book was written in 2006. Okay, I'm done. You're done with twinking? I understand. Twinking is a very tiring process. But I love Twinkies. Oh no. Twinkies are okay. Sometimes they're too sweet. They're just extremely sweet, or it's just like, I'm biting my tongue because there's some stuff that I could say, and I was just like, I don't want to jump down a rabbit hole or start something and be like, I regret speaking. I regret the words. Not on the same page as writers with PhDs. Yeah, apparently. I guess I gotta go for a PhD now just so that I could be like, huh. Know what? Yeah, no. The appropriate word was twinking. Clearly. I also just loved confusing my friends, like the few people that I talked to in person at college, just being like, hey, you guys a fan of twinking? And they just looked like I just said a slur to them, being like, the hell are you on about? I'm like, what? It's in this book. Don't blame me, blame the authors. They were the ones that wrote this. Clearly, they know something that we don't. Wow, Raya, why are you being so mean to the Automod? It's just doing its job. It's just doing its job. So mean. Oh. Why did you ask me if I'm a fan of twinking? Because why not? Because I was just reading this book, and it's in a vocab, like, literally, it's a vocab word in this book. I will reread it for you. Of what the definition is. Twinking. Twinking is the phenomenon of experienced game players helping out younger players and newbies. Twinking is rewarded in some games, such as Disney's Toontown. The 6'8" tank is a twink. Good. Think about the Autobot as like a twink. No. No. So, I hate everything about this sentence. Oh no, Ryo-kun. It's not that I mean to block your words, it's just... You're such a baka. Oh, sorry, Automa just was channeling within me. I'm so sorry, Raya. Oh no. I'm done. Call me Vaga, I'm done. You've lost best privileges. No! You're so mean to me. User, I'm just trying to do my job. It's not like I'm doing this because I like you. Mm. Just, you should be careful with your words. And if you say stuff like that, you should at least tell me. It's not like I like doing these things towards you. It's not that I'm trying to ask your attentions. You just have a very rude mouth. And lasagna privilege. No, not the lasagna. I want the lasagna, please. Pretty please. Raya, please. Piss me off. What do you mean? I've never pissed you off. What? I've never done any of that. Raya, how would you react if I just came over to you and I was dressed up as a computer with Automod on it? Just be like, oh no, it's me, Automod. Look at me. It's a Twinkie Cinder. Automod. Carbonara. Yeah. Just over humping a fence that he said he'd send to me. No! One of my friends was humping a fence. I never humped a fence. If anything, I'm terrified to even jump over a fence. If you came to me dressed as a computer, I'd factory reset you. How would you do that, though? I'm sorry. Silver.exe has blue screened. Raya? Would you still love me if I was a biologically infused lizard that started making out with a can of gelato in the back alley of a Subaru? Can't get enough offenses. If I don't see it, it didn't happen. Yeah, because I don't have a recording of that. You'd be very... I'd still love it. Oh. You heard it, everybody. Ryan wants to screw a lizard. No, Vess. Vess, I think you're in danger. Look out. Actually, no. Raya would be amazing for the government. He'd be able to tell who is a lizard person or not. Just being like, yes. You are, in fact, a lizard person. Godzilla definitely. Godzilla! Ow! Note to self, do not dress up as Godzilla. Raya will be confused. Speaking of Godzilla, Tyrant was just... It was a baby Godzilla in the Pokemon. But Cthulhu, 100%. Cthulhu, run! Cthulhu, run! Oh, did you know that there's a video game where you have to run away? Well, the video game is pretty much called Don't Break Your Legs, where if you try to jump off the roofs and all of that, you end up breaking your legs in the video games. But in the video game, you have to kind of dodge rubber duckies that are out to try to kill you, and you also have to do these kind of missions where you feed uranium to a baby. Once you feed the uranium to a baby, you then have to go all the way towards, like, I don't know where, but it's like you're essentially feeding Cthulhu, and once you feed Cthulhu so many times, he then comes around, only to then be eaten by a giant baby head that just looms over the city, and it's just like, what the hell am I even playing? And then after the baby just eats the Cthulhu and octopus and all that, it then goes back into the water, and then you just kind of stare at it, being like, is that the game? And then the end credits kind of roll, and you're just like, oh, cool. Okay. Like one of your dreams. No, it wasn't one of my dreams. Sadly. I'm sorry, Raya, but I personally do not want to feed uranium to a baby. Imagine trying to kiss a guy, like coming close and trying to make out with them, only to then shove a banana into their mouth. I would. I know you would. You know, I still kind of want to chase someone down the halls dressed up as a Teletubby. Oh no! Or gas, 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 gotta step on the gas. I kissed a girl. Have you ever just stared at a person and kind of just been like, dang, this person looks pretty nice, and you kept staring at them, and then you just went over to ask them out, and once you asked them out, you realized that they were just actually a marble statue that was somehow made out of a 5-pound block of cheese. Because I have. That's how I met my father. Ow, that hurt my eye. It's so bright. Your dad humping a tub of milk and saying he's trying to turn it into butter for breakfast. So that's why the butter tasted familiar. Oh, welcome back. No wonder I recognize that flavor. I'm back in the first I hear that. You're welcome. Doesn't taste. Listen, I'm sorry, it just happens. A family, I guess. No, it happened on accident. You see, I thought it was the remote, and so I was just trying to, like, you know, how you change the channel with your nose, but then I couldn't reach with my nose, and so instead I was just, you know, I reached over with my third arm and just being like, I can't really figure out how to do this. I'm trying to use my third arm, and then I realized I was just using my sleeve, and then I looked over, and then I was staring at a weird uncle. I would switch from the TV remote and accidentally turned my dad, what the? Silver help out. I adopted Twig. It's for school 7. I don't really know. I don't really know. I mean, there might be a Twink foster care system. I don't really know. You know. But Riot, you've never encountered that strange little dilemma where you accidentally like reach over and you stare at the buttered popcorn that's in the movie theater, and you just keep staring at the buttered popcorn for so long that you just suddenly see a face in it, and then you just start making out with the tub of popcorn? Is that just a me issue? To investigate further. Doesn't choose the twig. The twig chooses the... I mean, it also depends on the twink, too, because half the time it's like... The twinks that just... Like, most of the time it's not even a case of they get adopted. Half the time it's like, there's a lot of introverted twinks, and so sometimes they just get kidnapped by the extroverts. So there's like a giant low supply of them, just because they keep getting nabbed. I haven't seen Andrew in a while. It's honestly been years. He said he would come back, and he hasn't. Now that I look at it, I don't know what he actually was talking about. I don't know if he was coming back, or if it was some other meaning. You know? I always have flashbacks to it. He seemed very excited when he was telling me about it. I was just like, yeah, I can't wait for you to come back. He didn't come back. I think it was something different. That's called me mummy. What? Huh? Sorry, darling, I know you're down, but what? Oh, hi, Raya. This is actually more normal of me. Most of the time I just shut up. But as of late, uh, sometimes I just say whatever the hell I want. That's just absurd, because half the time I'm like, I just like being confusing. Hold on, let me read a text that I told one of my friends just to confuse her. Uh, did you know that they used Nutella as the first adhesive to bind satellites together before sending them to space? Or the whole, like, I did this whole spiel with her too. Hey, did you know this, that the sun is flat? But how is it early? If the sun never rises, how we think it is supposed to rise? Is it just a flat screen projector? But you have heard of NASA's discovery that the moon is liquid, right? Or how the asteroid belt being one of the Kardashians' Timu belts? This is more normal. Trust me, I know. I feel bad for your friends. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I don't want to become a dad. I want to become a daddy. Hey, yo. A stoic, what the heck? Never mind, forget it. I will never forget those words. I'm gonna plaster them on a t-shirt. I'm gonna gift it to you for Valentine's Day before I slap a cucumber across your mother's face. And just be like, hi, hello, here's your salad. And then just skip away with a tutu and a flower crown and just be like, I'm whimsical into the woods. No. I don't know. Do you wanna hear the time that I got beat up by a child who I thought was this, I don't know, a stranger? Is this what an aneurysm is like? I'm smelling toast. I can actually see colors now. Yay! Hi, I am depression. I am depression. The Stoic Silver is the reason I'm in. Yeah, I whispered in Raya's ears about something, and then he just kind of fell on the ground and started just, I don't know, crying. I was like, are you okay, Raya? He had just started muttering something in Latin. I didn't know whether to call a priest, a therapist, or just, I don't know, Vess. And being like, hey Vess, Raya needs you to call him mommy again, just so that you can snap him out of whatever's happening. It doesn't affect me. Memento mori. Mother, I crave cornflakes. Have you ever just gotten a bowl of cereal, but instead of cereal, it was canned corn? And you just put the canned corn in a bowl and then filled it with milk and then ate it like cereal? Because I haven't. But I want to put that image in your head. You're welcome. Therapy because of my mother? Are you questioning if you have a mother or not? But you're welcome for that image. The one that I want to suffer with that mental image too is with Raya, because he keeps showing me pictures of beans. It's like sarcasm. Oh, okay. Also, Raya keeps putting me on top of the fridge. Okay, no, no, that. Wait. I will fight you, right? Wait. Ves, we need to take this man down. We need to take this man down. You think no? I hate how Milcery's in the chat. No. Ew, Raya, why? No. 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 I'm sorry, Raya. I'm sorry. Uh, wait. You'll be the bane of my existence. You are the reason why I will die in embarrassment. Actually, that's not true. I am the kind of person that will just, even though I know I said a lot of stuff of being like, yeah, I don't really talk much or really like talking or any of that, but I am also the person that will just go up to random people, start conversations with them for no reason at all. I am the captain now. No, you're not. Screw you. But also, there's been many times throughout college that I've just gotten into random people's cars. And I didn't think much of it. I was just like, we're going on an adventure. Yay! Adventure time! And I've also told Raya this. If I were to, like, if I was to be kidnapped, it's not because the people, like, actually grabbed me and, like, shoved me in the car. No, it will be because I willingly got in the car because they just invited me. And I would just be like, this is cool. Where are we going? Can we stop at McDonald's? I'm hungry. And random people's dorms and just sit there. Yeah, because it's like, hi, you are not dangerous to me. I am the danger. Maybe not in the way of, like, I will physically box you and all that. No, more of just the thing of, like, hi, I know how to get into this place now. And I will forever hold that knowledge now. Hopefully you're not bringing your boyfriend or girlfriend over here. Because I don't know, maybe one day I'll just come out and be like, hey, you ran out of cereal, and if you're trying to do something with that boyfriend and girlfriend, I will just be like, ooh, I didn't pay for a dinner and a show, but I don't really want to watch the show. Can we change the channel? Kind of want to watch, like, I don't know, Teletubbies. Can we change it to Teletubbies? Well, you know, not the kid version, but like the very like weird demented version that just makes you think that you're on a sugar high or that you've like smoked way too much. Just being like, am I even in reality or what? Tried to hit on my boyfriend once, so I hid under his bed in his dorm, stayed there for 4 hours until 3 a.m., and then reached my arms around and grabbed him. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's something that you would do. You're now gonna be the reason why I have an irrational fear to anything under my bed. Haha, just kidding. I actually kind of already have that irrational fear. I always am afraid that a snake's gonna come out from under my bed and just bite me. Why do I think a snake is under my bed? I don't know. But there's a small crack in it that something that's like a snake could fit under it. Can't imagine why. Hey, Raya. I know it's Pride Month, but I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out to you, Raya. I'm straight. I know. I know. I know, Rhea. I'm a poser. I'm a performative man. Why? I'm a performative man. I had to do it so that I could be peak alpha male. How else can you be the alpha male? Unless you state your dominance over the gay ones. The godly love lifestyle of yours. This is all a dream. This is all a dream. Woo. You have never actually been gay in your life. You were stuck in a coma. Oh no. I feel like the moment that you actually come out of a coma and you happen to actually be straight, you're just gonna revert back and be like, no, I'm going back to sleep. Going back to sleep, I need to be gay. Now what? Hey, hello, welcome to the Twink Adoption Center. How may I help you? What sort of twink are you looking for? Mm, What species of twink do you want? Exactly. Hello. Do you want one of the more wholesome twinks? Do you want more of a freaky twink? Do you want one that borderlines on femboy? Do you want a furry twink? What kind of twink are you perhaps wanting? Like just name a few and I'll see if we have them in stock or not. All of the above. Oh, sorry, we don't have any that fits in all the categories. I mean, barely any of them fit into more than one. So I'm sorry to say, but most of the ones that could fit in more than one have already been stolen by the extroverts. So you need to go have like a fist fight as if it's Black Friday with them. I'm so sorry about that, but we can't really control it because half the time that we try to bring them back, they just grab the twinks again and just take them with them. And due to most of the twinks being introverts, they don't really like try to fight back because they think it's an inconvenience. Being like, oh, I don't wanna fight because I don't wanna cause any trouble. And that's how the extroverts just always manage to get the twinks because they know that they won't fight unless it is trying to get them to eat or do something. I'll take multiple. Sorry, we have a one twink policy. You can only take one. I'm so sorry about that. This is also a rule enacted due to the extroverts. We had one guy that tried to take 20 at the same time. And we just couldn't allow that. Because the twinks just started fighting each other once that person brought them home. And so they brought all the twinks back, just being like, yeah, they all were starting to be aggressive and petty and passive aggressive with one another, and I didn't know how to deal with it. You know how it is. Need to buy eggs. Okay. Have fun. Don't die. Don't don't eat the eggs whole. If someone tries to steal the eggs from you, just lick them. Lick the eggs. So I'm assuming that you went BRB. But really quickly, Stoic. I am stealing all your money. Thank you, goodbye. Thank you for the credit card. Whee! I shall now pie everything. No, I'm maxing out your credit card just to buy multiple pies and throwing them around. Thank you, goodbye. Tis a pie day. Wah, wah, wah. Gangrowth. Spaghetti Man. Spaghetti Man. Pata. Oh wait, I muted myself. I was saying I'm gonna take a BRB for a bit, so.